There's an old saying, fake it till you make it. And I'm going to talk about that in this video. They say never judge a book by its cover, but unfortunately, people do. And if you want to be successful, then you need to look the part. And this can be easy or hard depending on what you want to be successful at. For example, if you want to be a pioneering surgeon, then faking it probably isn't a very good idea. Having phony medical qualifications or saying that you've done complicated operations when you haven't is something that you really shouldn't do. You're going to have to stick to the old-fashioned, tried and tested, slow model to actually get to the level of competence that people would expect. You shouldn't really be deceptive in that way. In fact, deceiving people into thinking you're something you're not is illegal in most countries. It's called fraud, especially when it comes to getting people to part with money. No, what we're talking about here is giving yourself the aura of success so that you can inspire confidence in yourself and to make other people feel confident about you too, so that you can attract real success into your life. Now, this is certainly easier if you're an entrepreneur, especially if you're an online entrepreneur, than it is in some other lines of work. Now, let's start with your appearance. You should get a fashionable haircut and buy some nice clothes to wear to meetings, especially meetings with clients or business partners, etc. Now, it doesn't have to be a suit like in this picture, but the clothes should be well made and not worn out, and keep an eye out for sales and look for bargains on sites like eBay. And you should wear what people in your industry wear, especially if you're new to an industry, if you're perhaps changing jobs, changing careers. You want to look the part. You want people in your new chosen profession to think, yes, he or she is one of us. So go to a trade show. That's always a good way. And in addition to looking at the stands, look at what other attendees are wearing, especially those people who appear to be the most successful. And hint, they're usually the people who get the most attention. When people walk onto a stand at a trade show, the most successful people are the ones who everybody on the stand is going to immediately gravitate to and want to try and sell to or get involved with. Other people can just simply wander in or out and nobody takes any notice. So you want to look at these really successful people and you want to dress accordingly. You also want to get your website professionally designed, unless, of course, you are actually a website designer. But if you're not, if you're starting up an online business or you're starting up an other type of business, an offline business, then you want to get your website professionally designed, and nothing screams amateur more than a poorly designed website. So hire someone off Upwork or freelancer.com and consider it an investment rather than an expense. Likewise, you want to hire someone with a verifiable track record to do your SEO and to get your website highly ranked for relevant keywords, because when you're in a particular line of business, people expect you to be successful if they can find your website on the first page of Google. So you do need to get somebody to work on that for you, and so that you can get your website highly ranked. Can't afford a swanky office yet? Well, get a virtual one. And many companies offer this service. They'll have a building in a prestigious part of town, and they'll let you use their address. They'll answer the phone for you, and they'll rent you a meeting room by the hour. They'll also rent you workspace, office space, etc. And often this is on a short-term basis, so that if you do have meetings or if you do need to bring in extra people, then you can work from this office, or you can have the meetings in this office rather than at your home, which, lots of people, when they're starting up a new business, they'll run it from their spare bedroom, but that doesn't inspire confidence in clients who expect you to already be a successful company. And you can outsource many tasks as well. You can hire a virtual assistant or VA, for example, to handle all your admin. And you can hire other people from sites like Upwork or freelancer.com to do things for you. So when you say to your client, oh, I'll get my SEO guy or my SEO girl on that, they don't have to know that they're not full-time on the payroll. And if you drive a beat up car and you can't afford a new one, well, arrive for your meetings by taxi. And if you're in a city like London or New York where parking is a problem, then you should probably do this anyway. And if you can't afford to take a cab from your home to where you're having the meeting, then take public transport. Again, if you're in London or New York, take the underground or the subway and get off a couple of stops early and hire a cab and have the cab ride for the rest of the journey. And it's not going to cost you as much as quite a long cab journey. But while you're doing all this, you should keep working away behind the scenes to make this fantasy a reality. And once you really have made it, then you won't need to fake it anymore.